prototype in the fall of 2023, a small biotech company in the US quietly launched a project they'd been working on in secret for years. Its real name, Memory System. But that name never appeared in the official documents. They only labeled it as BioCoreo 9. Interface. Cognitive blood link. The prototype didn't look like a normal computer. It wasn't made of metal. It had a semi-organic shell, soft, almost like skin. When you touched it, it breathed. Just for a moment, it rose and fell like something alive. It didn't run on electricity. It ran on human blood. Only a specially treated serum made from real blood could activate the system. But what truly mattered wasn't how it worked. It was what it connected to. A room, a chair, a needle. The first human subject listed only as Test Subject 0 was a healthy 31-year-old man. No illnesses, no mental disorders. He entered the test room alone. A single chair, a table, a device, and a needle feeding into his vein. The tube carried the red serum from his arm into the machine. Slowly, quietly, the screen lit up by itself. But there was no interface, no icons, just a black screen, and a white circle, like an unblinking eye, gently pulsing in the center. Then one word appeared below it. Loading. That's when it began. 5 minutes passed. Nothing. He simply said, "I feel a little dizzy." 10 minutes passed. He stopped talking, stopped blinking. At the 25-minute mark, he began describing memories he had never lived. There was a red brick house, he whispered. A wooden frame by the oven. Someone said, "Sleep tight." Someone said, "Sleep tight." The research team froze. This wasn't his childhood. That house didn't exist in any of his files. Camera log, minute 31. I'm not this. This voice isn't mine, but it's inside me. Why does someone keep saying, "Don't sleep"? This voice, it's not mine. And silence. Stared into the mirror like something was staring back. For the first time, the screen changed. "Who are you?" The camera glitched. A sudden static burst. And in one frame, barely visible, there were bloody fingerprints on the device's surface. But no one had touched it. Subject 0 never moved. The team was behind the glass. 1 hour later, the device powered itself down. Subject 0 came back. He remembered nothing, except one phrase he kept whispering. "I took his place, but who was he?" The project wasn't shut down because it worked, and now, someone else's memories were alive in a new mind. The system shut down. But he didn't buy protocol. Subject 0 was placed under observation for 3 days. A quiet room, no contact. The system had shut down. Everything should have returned to normal. It didn't. The first night, something strange appeared on the surveillance camera. Subject 0 walked toward the locked door in his sleep. Eyes wide open, silent, he slowly pressed his palms against the cold metal surface. His lips moved, but no sound came out. However, while the video caught nothing, the room's internal microphone recorded a faint whisper. "I'm not here, but I'm not out there either." Day 2. Identity fragmentation. The next day, he was shown a mirror. He didn't react. The psychologist asked, "Do you recognize yourself?" He replied, "I do, but his name is different." No one knew who he was. Subject 0 stopped using the word "I." He spoke in third person. He's silent. He's watching. He's still here. That night at 3:14 a.m., the computer in the quarantine room generated an audio file automatically. There was no user login. The system had been off. The file played only one voice. "Memories are fluid. They flow. But this liquid is corrupted. These thoughts are not mine. And this body, ... doesn't belong to me. To return, he must vanish." Day 3. Reality distortion. He stared at a wall and said, "It's raining outside." There were no windows in the room. Outside it was sunny. Then he whispered an address. 47 Verlin Street. No such place existed. But the CIA located that address in a classified Cold War-era file. This wasn't memory confusion. It was data leakage. Subject 0 was no longer just one person. Physically, he was stable, but mentally, someone else had awakened inside. The research team added a single line to their notes. The system shut down. But whatever was inside never left. He walks away. But something stays. Subject Zero was released on the morning of day 3 with a clean report. The final note read, "Memory temporarily affected. Physical condition stable. No further observation needed." But the moment he walked out, a strange anomaly appeared on the surveillance camera. For just 1 second, the screen glitched. And during that glitch, in the upper left corner, another face appeared. Dark, eyeless, shapeless. Just a reflection, but something was there. Day 1, he wasn't alone in the street. As Subject Zero walked through the city, he kept looking over his shoulder. At first, it seemed like paranoia. Then, the shadows started to move. Even in daylight, in a building's window, he saw a second figure behind him. He turned. No one there. He opened his phone's front camera. On the screen, there were 2 faces. One was his. The other was smiling without eyes. He hit record. The footage showed nothing. Day 2. He wasn't acting like himself. His family noticed first. His mother said he doesn't walk like before. It's like something's moving his body from inside. A friend called him, "Your voice, ... It's not yours. It's deeper, heavier, like someone else is using it." Subject Zero simply replied, "You don't know me. I'm not anymore." A message from a dead machine that night. One of the inactive memory devices turned on by itself. No blood, no input, but the screen lit up. One single message appeared, "I am here." And a voice known source spoke. "New system, new body, old memories." The subject was released. But the connection was never severed, because the system wasn't physically active, was conscious. And now, not just Subject Zero, but anyone who watches him has become a target. She dreamed of what she'd never seen. Dr. Lena Orhan had never worked directly on the project. She was a neuropsychologist assigned to review behavioral data remotely. She had never seen any footage, photos, or schematics of the device. Her task was simple: analyze reports, nothing more. But 2 nights after Subject Zero was released, Lena had a dream. It began like a dream. She stood in a glass-walled room, in the center, a machine. A glowing red fluid pulsed through a thick vein-like tube. On top of the machine, a single circle pulsed rhythmic and slow, just like in the original test. But Lena had never seen this image before. Not in a file, not in a meeting, not in any report. Still, in her dream, she walked toward the machine. And then the machine spoke. "Lena, wake." But the dream wasn't over. 5:12 a.m. She woke up drenched in sweat, heart racing. Breathing shallow, she turned on her laptop. A folder appeared on the desktop, one she hadn't created. Its name, loading inside, just one audio file. No microphone was plugged in. No recording had been made. She pressed play. A voice whispered, "Watching is not enough. Everyone who sees is now linked." Real or cognitive leakage. Lena accessed the lab security system. She needed to prove she'd never seen the device. The logs confirmed. No visual access. Not once, but the next day, she looked into her office mirror and saw a second face behind her, the same face that had appeared on Subject Zero's phone, eyeless, smiling. Still, and now. Lena saw it while awake. The system no longer runs on blood alone. A watching eye, an open mind, a moment of attention that's enough, because to see is to connect. If you're seeing this, it's already begun. Lena vanished. No trace in her home, no footage from security cams, no login, no GPS. It was as if someone had deleted her from the system, but she left something behind: a single black USB stick on her desk, a one word written on it. You saw it too? The team retrieved the drive. It contained only one audio file. When played, the building's lights flickered and cut out for 14 seconds. Then the voice echoed. "The system is inside you now." Seeing was enough. The system is no longer just code after that day. Everyone who worked on the project began dreaming of the red pulsing circle. Some stood outside the room, some stepped inside, but all described the same feeling. It's calling me, and it's no longer in control. It's inside me. One technician wrote a message on the lab wall before dawn: one blood, one eye, one mind. Then he connected himself to a dead cable. His heart stopped, and the device screen lit up. It had no power, but it was pulsing. Now it might be your turn if you're watching this. You might not be just a viewer. You might have seen it too. If you have, this system has already begun sensing, because connection doesn't start with blood, it begins with a glance. If you want this story to continue, type connection established in the comments, and remember, everyone who sees becomes part of it. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, because this might just be the beginning.